Book Day observed, and welcome back, all you four-color funny book aficionados. This, once again, is USComics Cast HQ for all things comic book connected. We, once again, as always and forevermore, are John and Charlie Rivera, co-founders of USComics. Charlie.
Yes?
Happy Comic Book Day observed.
Happy Comic Book Day observed to you and to everyone listening and watching today. As always, we are brought to you by Bad Mary Band and Sergeant Finesse Gaming. If you haven't done so already, please hit that comment section like OB just told you that we're gonna die.
What else?
No time for love, Dr. Jones. Holy.
The fuck? God damn. Oh my god.
A long time.
I don't remember writing that with the stage direction and say that shit as gross as possible.
Well, I am mad at you because you're busy rocking that mustache and being Broadway Johnny. And I thought we authorized you
Broadway.
Every quarter you were allowed to turn into this performer. Not this fucking back-to-back bullshit.
Right, see, right away.
The people need nerdy news.
Right away. I have to take umbrage with this character over
Wait, if
here.
you're gonna correct me, I'm gonna get drunk.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was a given.
Yeah.
So right away, so yours truly and yours secondly, we haven't been here for a couple weeks, granted. Meanwhile, nothing has stopped in the comic book universes, multiverses. However,
you were doing this whole fucking time.
When we predetermine how the show is going to intro, what we're going to talk about, what we're going to lead into, who's going to cover what, specifically, yeah, we got to let them know what we've been up
was
to.
Character assassination
At no point was like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tell everybody what you've been doing. Unbelievable. Cousin Paul, first to check in on this mighty
as it should
buff
be.
Tone return.
It has to be our version of the thing. In as much as he was good as baseball, he loves blind chicks, and he's made of mostly rock.
So you're saying my man Paul is orange, rocky, clobber time?
I gotta tell you, I haven't seen Cousin Paul in real life probably since pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
He's literally half the man he used to be. We saw him homeboy looking jacked like Captain America. He bypassed the Chris Evans as Human Torch phase. He went from Michael Chiklis to goddamn Captain America.
All that really means is that he is, in effect, dieting himself out of Deadpool 97.
He's really you blew it.
So Charlie has buried the lead.
It's true.
Once again.
And your career, bitch.
Also as well as so the Rivera boys have been very busy behind the scenes. I'll go first because Charlie's stuff is a bit more unique, I would say. That's probably accurate. I've been involved in back-to-back shows for the first time in a long time. So I did Bronx Tale, almost immediately preceded by Addams Family. But Charlie, I must ask you a question. Because of the mustache? That's what I did. Charlie, you've been up to plenty also. Don't try to blame a brother.
Oh, that's true.
You have been plenty busy. So tell the good folks what the hell you've been up to, i.e., excuse for not being here with you.
I had my biggest charitable weekend of the year. It is spooky season, and we had 3 events back to back to back. Starting Thursday at New York Comic Con, which I'm sure we'll dive more into. Yeah. Our boy Greg refusing to go, also rocking Long Island's best ectomobile. But on Thursday and Friday, we partnered up with the New York City Ghostbusters, one of my favorite logos. It's the logo in an apple, because New York City, love it. Partnered up with them to raise money for the Trinity Place
Shelter. Do they get paid every time the Mets hit a home run?
They do, actually.
Then they made no money this year.
Yeah, one ghost flies out of that fucking thing. Over $5,000 raised. $5,000 raised during New York Comic Con weekend for Trinity Place Shelter. Lots of hard work done by the New York City Ghostbusters, getting bigger and bigger every year. We had a big section dedicated to us. Probably like 10 by 30. New York Comic Con hooked us up with. Beautiful photo section. That's where I hung out because people want pictures with the chubbiest Ghostbuster you can find. Crazy successful Slime Lab.
Excellent.
They doubled up their merch game.
Dude,
T-shirts,
I love the Slime
stickers,
Lab.
pins. They also are so great at it. There's something so excited, and what's cool about kind of crossing the streams between Long Island and NYC, I get to kind of be there for some of the before and after meetings, and I get to see them execute this amazing kind of these charitable contributions, find new ways to do it, and talk about like, okay, next year this is how we're doubling down. We're gonna do this different. We're gonna do that. We're gonna add this. We're gonna do that. So $5,000, over $5,000 this year, I suspect is the tip of the iceberg. I think next year, I realistically think they're probably gonna look at a much closer to $8,000 year.
Not?
I think it's.
If you're not growing, you're dying, baby.
Then on Saturday, we were the Long Island group, featuring your absolute favorite Ghostbuster subgroup.
Susan?
No. We're talking about the Empire State Elite.
Word.
2 Sumi one time. The vice pres does like 2 events a year, but he's still the vice pres. Like that goddamn show. We teamed up with Victory Pro Wrestling. You can find them on the new Victory Pro Wrestling on all the social medias for an amazing Halloween show. We saw the crowning of a brand new women's world champion.
Awesome.
If you go to my socials, you can actually find we took a picture with the champ because I was really surprised. Well, let me round the base first.
Do it.
We were specifically Long Island over the last month. We've been raising money for. I'm gonna pull up the actual name of the organization because I screwed up every time.
Nobody prepares like this kid here.
It's true.
Nobody in the business.
That is a fact. You're being very sarcastic.
No,
but it's also as well as we teamed
and I'm
up.
laying it on thick.
We teamed up with the Katarina Grace Foundation. This is a 501(c) nonprofit organization that's established after Leah and Anthony's 3-month-old daughter, Katarina Grace, lost her brave battle with Nemaline lymphoma. It's a rare and devastating congenital muscle disease. So what they do year after year is they raise money to kind of fight these muscular diseases these poor little babies. John, we played a very small part, although we did exceptionally well, but we played a very small part in over $30,000 raised.
Wow.
One of my favorite events. It's one of those events we'll be doing every year. We raffled off a Proton pack. We raised about $1,300 personally.
Holy shit.
But again, tip of the iceberg for this amazing organization.
It all counts.
Every penny really does travel.
Pennies, not so much dollars though.
That's also true.
Keep your coins.
What I was kind of blown away by though, a lot of these events lately I've been doing with my buddy John Huron and our buddy from actually the New York City Ghostbusters, my good friend Angelo has been helping out a lot. John actually had a surprise for me. So I know you were talking a lot of smack at the beginning of the show, but I think you need to watch your goddamn mouth. Because you're not talking to some co-host of USComics, co-creator of the next big comic book property. You're not just talking to your bubbling baby brother. That's right, fuckers. I am younger. It doesn't matter the grades that are showing.
I was shocked too.
He had to shave off his grades. You're looking at a goddamn champion because I am your protonic champion.
It's too bright.
It's too bright. It's too shiny.
Oh, it hurts my eyes. Yo, this is.
You can't touch this for champions to touch. This is for champions to touch. You need to show some damn respect. John here and
beautiful
had this made. There's a great video over on LI Ghostbusters on our Instagram. Well, yeah. So John awarded me this championship. I didn't have to fight anybody for it because of the incredible.
You're about to.
It's true. The incredible couple of years. Year over year, the Long Island Ghostbusters have done more and more. Shout it up real nice for me. Have done more and more charitable contributions year over year. We basically double every year. And this is already looking like another year that through sticker sales and patches and working with our boy Ellis to help kind of bring some of my silly sticker ideas to life, we have been able to, these little $5, $10, these raffles, we've been able to, again, year over year, double every single year. We went in 20 years, the group's been around. Our last 6 years have been absolutely our most profitable. But to celebrate so long,
how long have they been doing it?
20 years. We just hit our 20-year anniversary. One of the longest established Ghostbuster groups in the world, which is weird to say.
That's awesome.
What's really great though is John didn't only get this custom championship made, the championship that I do plan on defending, because if you can raise more money than us dressed like an idiot, bring it on.
It's an open challenge.
German Ghostbusters are not allowed to participate in New York City Ghostbusters. The smaller groups, like Long Island-based smaller groups, other than Greg, because Greg has the ecto,
so it's
so
like,
he can't.
It's like weight classes.
It's like
Really?
weight classes,
Yeah.
and like no one else in our weight class, but nonetheless, I will.
Like cheeseburgers at home, like just yeah.
Exactly.
Fuck
You
these guys up.
gotta get big. But what's really cool about this, as I blind everybody, John went and he got some Long Island legends to make the belt official. We got Long Island's own Leo Sparrow. No, you can go ahead and put that away. You can go ahead. I didn't say Broadway legend.
Oh, whatever. Bro.
Leo Sparrow, one of the hottest free agents right now in all of pro wrestling. You've seen him on WWE get killed by some giants. You've seen him in AAW killed by some giants. Cages hate fucking poor Leo, but we all love him. One of the greatest dudes I know in the business. And then of course, you can't represent Long Island without one of the major brothers. So we got Brian Myers.
My man.
Was nice enough to get a
Stop touching the.
Sorry. I saw him at the Walk for Katarina, him and his family.
Oh, nice.
He looked ashamed to see me. He was just like, oh, boy, I'm not going by this guy. And
also, like, if I'm going to have stalkers, this is the guy I got.
Yeah, I'm saying. Although I'm sure his wife appreciates it. Like, Brian Myers is a handsome guy. He doesn't, it's better to have, like, dude sexually non-interested, right?
I don't know.
My personal favorite, though, you cannot have a championship belt made official without a current champion blessing it. And of course, the TVS Women's Champion, Chris Statlander, making this title official with her Jane Hancock. So
let me
job is too big, no charity's big, no donation is too big.
Let me go ahead and steer the ship a little bit. You smudge that up one more time.
Yeah.
I'm going to take
Well,
it
you're
away
my
from you.
you're my like de-smudging bitch.
I'm gonna start by chopping your hands off. That's step one
That adds up.
of preventing smudges.
I did hear Kid Ego showed some vague interest. His new manager Ellis.
Oof.
But here's the thing. I outweigh Kid Ego. He may have the talent. I'm gonna just squish him.
May I also say though, Kid Eagle dislocated multiple bones just like getting up off of the couch the other day because he is straight geezer. So look,
And because they paid his wife to poison him.
if manager Ellis thinks that that's how he is going to Mount Fuji it, or Mr. Fuji it rather, you done messed up, son. But that all being said, as outstanding as the Charlie antics have been in recent weeks, keeping him off of these airwaves, I really like to focus on the immediate past, the recent past. So Charlie, why don't you swallow that because it is gross, but then also as well as tell the good people what you were up to literally most recently, because Charlie has taken up the fucking heavyweight championship of getting into awesome events for free. That is the belt that is absolutely fucking never ever gonna be stripped from him. So tell the good people, Charlie, where you might have been up and around the vicinity of the Jacob Javits Center in New York City. Would you?
So here's the thing about giving. Here's the thing about charity. You gotta stay fresh.
Not that segue wasn't good enough.
No, that was good.
You're like, I'm gonna go ahead. I'll do my own. All right,
So
that's cool. That's
I
cool.
spend most of the time doing my Ghostbuster thing. But then, the New York City Ghostbuster, well-organized group, when it wasn't my turn to be working the table, I fucked right off and I enjoyed my time. New York Comic Con this year, man, feels like...
New York. Let me answer the question for those that didn't know what the fuck you're talking about. Charlie Boy is killing it, all gussied up as a Ghostbuster at New York Comic Con. My man was walking the floor on the job. You ever lining up for Comic Con, New York, San Diego, what, fill in the blank, any others in between, and you're there and you're in your foam costume and you're sweating buckets and you're like, oh, I just want to get in there. Where's the AC? Where's the overpriced popcorn? Where's the long lines to the bathroom? And you see certain characters just strolling right past the line, walking in without a care in the world. Those are vendors. Those are artists. Those are muckety mucks. This sucker has had a muckety muck badge for like really, frankly, several cons in recent memory. So Charlie Boy was representing at New York Comic Con. For those of us that couldn't make it, yours included, Charlie, walk us through the New York Comic Con experience.
I think I'll start where you did. The vendor entrance should be hidden because I watch people who have been waiting online sometimes for hours.
Throwing your dirties.
Because I showed up first thing Thursday and traffic was terrible and I was in a miserable traffic-based mood.
New York
But then
City,
when I saw a line of thousands, and I'm like, pardon me, and I just go up and I'm like, twinkle, 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 my little vendor badge. They secured New York City's
just holding with pinky up, like, just pardon me. I'm supposed to be in there right now, guys. So sorry.
So sorry. Traffic was bad.
Sorry. Oh, but you look great though.
Yeah, you. Oh my God, love the T-shirt.
Oh, it's wonderful.
The sheer joy of hitting that floor when it's basically empty, when it's just other vendors, when it's just talent, when it's people still just setting up, it might be one of my absolute favorite things in the entire multiverse of madness.
That's gotta be like what it feels when the zombie apocalypse hits and you've been sleeping in the hospital, just mind your own business, and you wake up like,
just very ripped it.
You guys set up this whole convention just for me?
It was absolutely awesome. Now what's interesting is I think you fall into two camps. You know, the strike is ongoing. Wow. The actor strike specifically is still kind of being negotiated day to day.
But momentarily we can expect that
it seems
the writer strike is behind us now, the actor strike. It seems like it is on the precipice of being
thank God, because I'm always fearful that you're gonna stop my content. Then I can't maintain the will to live without tons and tons of content.
This week we're gonna be talking about Monster Squad.
Yeah, again, part 9. We just watched the movie like off screen.
It's just on. The Wolfman is here.
I, however, found it refreshing. For me, Comic-Con not being burdened by 150 show panels.
Okay.
Big panels I have no interest in. And Greg brings up a really good point in our chat coming to us from Facebook.
We've sat in big panels.
I love some big panels. I'm a hypocrite.
He's like, no, those I like.
Yeah, the ones I like. For me it was, you look at a situation like the Trek show in Vegas.
Nice, Greg, nice.
Right? That show went terrible. Because like the whole point of going is interacting with these actors, and almost all those actors pulled out. So you were left with like director of episode 17 of I don't know, Star Trek. Name a Star Trek show? Battlestar Galactica. That's a different franchise.
Certainly not.
The big issue, I think in those situations, if the only thing that you're going for, if the only thing you want to see is kind of talent, talk about the shit that they're in that you love.
Yeah.
Because Chris Evans was still there taking photos, but you couldn't go to Chris Evans and be like,
"Scab,
are you coming back for he like wasn't going to talk dick about Marvel with anybody because he is kind of respecting the strike rules in that regard. So
wait, but he was there talking about what?
He wasn't there talking about anything. He was just there for photos. Like you could pay $300 to get a photo with Chris Evans.
Oh, what a gem!
Fuck off. For me though,
I'm of the people. Give me my $600.
For me though, Comic-Con is about comics. It's about art. It's about to some extent video
Comic-Con.
games.
It's not called PanelCon.
It also did kind of become like the anime run over. I'm so glad that there's finally a version of One Piece I know anything about. Because the amount of One Piece shit that was there, thank you. The amount of like girl Zoros I saw and started half-hearted conversations with, it was really amazing. It also was an incredible cosplay year. The cosplay game has never been better. My friends,
think it was more cosplay than usual?
I think the quality of cosplay has gone way the fuck up.
You know, might I interject?
Please do. I'm running out of voice.
I think that what it really is that with less distraction, you were able to really appreciate the game, so to speak, because the level of work that cosplayers like I'm not talking about just casual, buy something off of Amazon and put a straw hat on you and like, I'm a go big boy. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Go big boy sounds like a delicious sandwich.
I think you know. But that all being said, the level of detail and specificity and pride that goes into it, is just like it's out of this world. And sometimes, speaking personally, and I kind of have to admit it, I'm not proud of it, but sometimes I'm just trying to get, I am trying to get to a panel, or I am trying to get to artist corner. I'm trying to catch a particular person, whatever the case might be, and there's 1,000 people seemingly taking pictures and blah blah blah, and then you see, your 172nd Deadpool of the day. Like, oh, I get it, move out of my way, but that's the froth. That's not the wheaty goodness towards the bottom of your bottle.
I need you to say wheaty like that all the time. Just 13
but yeah,
the
the cosplay game, you're right, for the last, I would say, 10 15 years maybe, has been so on the come up. Quality, consistency, and frankly something that you could depend on when billionaires and millionaires are on. Christian, what is up? Good to see you. Christian, coming through from your favorite Red Bank, New Jersey-ites. Just coming through from the stash.
Meanwhile, I'm at Comic Con.
At the castle.
I'm at Comic Con. You're being busy being Broadway John.
I'm not Broadway.
Playing Gomez. I can't believe it's not Broadway John.
I can't believe it's not Gomez.
Christian had his short film submitted.
Oh snap!
And shown.
Christian,
in the
congratulations.
Smodcast, the first, to my knowledge. Christian, correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, but it was the first at the Smodcastle Cinemas.
Outstanding.
The first I forget it eludes me now.
What?
Movie showcase experience. The fuck when they show a bunch of movies in a goddamn row.
Marathon?
No, not a movie marathon. Christian, help me save my podcast,
please.
But apparently did incredibly well. Sold a ton of tickets.
My man.
Apparently, I had some friends go to that instead of Comic Con, and they were stoked. They were absolutely stoked.
Awesome. Congratulations, brother.
To kind of see it festival.
Festival.
But haha, Ellis is a typo.
Thank you,
forgot
Ellis.
the M. It's a Phil festival, which is what I did with my cup.
When Uncle Phil passed, I had a Phil festival.
But when to double back to New York Comic Con,
the voice of Shredder.
Do you like? I think you appreciate anime more than I do.
I do.
I have a few animes.
I'm more sophisticated.
I have a few. The fact that Kevin Smith opened Christian's block at the film festival is just incredible.
I mean, that's amazing.
I tried to reach out to Christian and get some dirt about a potential Kevin Smith project I heard about, and it was news to Christian.
Oh, you're the worst.
And on top of it, Christian, I don't want to say he no-sold what would, like, for me, be a thing I would stab you to do. Christian was like, well, that wouldn't be my focus. And I've never been more impressed by a human for, like, just going all in on his dreams. I think my quote to him was like, all my dreams died, so can I have your spot? So if you see a fake Christian in any Kevin Smith thing, it's a Puerto Rican Charlie. The thing about New York Comic Con, though, is like I love appreciating shit. So there was a ton of specifically anime took over where all the studios left, because Marvel and DC haven't been there for years. Certainly weren't there this year.
The depth of anime content, anime and manga, might I say, because without manga you would not have the anime that you Netflix and chill to, and then every once in a while she popped up and I was like, oh, what was that octopus doing? Same thing I'm about to do, baby.
Oh my god. Listen, the dishes?
Mind your business.
Of an innocent boy.
Well done, sir. Well done. But that all being said, I'm that guy. I'm that guy where I'm also that guy that like, oh, you like that movie? Whoosh, the book was better. I'm that same guy where people are like, oh, I love this anime. I'm like, whoosh, whoosh. What about the manga though, you fool? Again, anyone who is uninformed, shame on you. Manga is Japanese for fucking dope ass comic book.
I don't think that's the definition.
No, yeah.
I think if you
Google translate that shit, you're gonna hear my own voice. But I agree with you. The manga and the anime is just so much on the forefront now. And I don't know what took so long. Look, we've been at that anime game. We've been on like we've been trailing it since the fucking 80s when we were getting 70s shit, Battle of the Planets, Robotech, Gachemon. Like all of these dope fucking cartoons forget about the cartoons, the comic books, the toys. We just have been slurping the Japanese leftovers, and to a lesser degree, granted, but still a noticeable degree. We're getting the. It's like it used to be the joke, like, oh, Russia gets Jordache jeans 2 decades later. We're Russia. We're just walking around with our tight ass Jordache jeans, hugging our booties. But look, better late than never, because I love that shit.
So for me, pound for pound, Comic-Con was one of those infectious situations where if you leaned into the joy of everyone else around you,
Yeah,
it was going to be an amazing time. Minus one line where someone was waiting and took a shit. But let's
Oh, that's right. Somebody took
in
the main hall.
In the main hall,
Nice.
waiting online.
I can only hope that they were striking.
Imagine.
Like, hey, you're $600.
It was Chris Evans.
Hey, Chris Evans.
It was Chris Evans. He was waiting for a different panel.
I hope it was one of the actors who played a Chris Evans stunt double in fucking Scott Pilgrim. He's like, hey, nobody's lining up for pictures with me.
And then he got on his skateboard and fucked off.
He fucking grinded out the front entrance.
Regarding the Comic-Con experience being so drastically changed by the strike, because Greg is saying, like, the strike has really taken a lot of people, and I agree with it. A lot of people love,
of course,
love the kind of entertainment factor of, like, seeing the stars you love.
Of course, why not?
I think a big
That's
problem.
the reason why they tune into this show.
Amazing. A big problem, I think, for some is, I think the context of what's going on with the strike is a muddy one, because it does sometimes.
So?
I think it sometimes feels like rich people want more shit. I feel like the news has done a bad job of explaining that one of the things that actors right now are striking for is that they want, what's it called when you get a check for your work you already did? Royalty
residual.
Check. Residual, thank you. They want to invert residuals. So they want smaller parts to get their residuals first. And the main stars get that shit last. Because they got up front, they got
paid.
They got the big check and other people got tiny checks. So I think what happens.
Not that this is not really the most exciting shit, but scale is scale for a reason, right? So when you come and you show up to a job, and if you're any union job, if you're a union electrician like our friend of the show, Sean, he knows, okay, if I put an X amount of time and it's this type of gig and I gotta go up and I gotta fucking go on a roof and I gotta shit in a fucking bucket because there's no bathrooms on the side, whatever the case might be, you know what to expect. So you can't necessarily then say like, oh, look at my check on this Friday, then it's not what I expected. No, it is. You can say this is not enough.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing. But there were other elements which I think we spoke about we covered pretty well. The difference is that on a long enough timeline, that shit goes straight out of fans' heads. To the point where they don't remember, dare I say, they don't give a shit anymore. Or they've given enough of a shit to the point where, like, hey, I better get my season of fill in the blank. I gotta see my release. There have been release dates pushed back. There have been series returns that have been affected. And we're rapidly getting to the point where, they have a built-in window. We've already seen dates change because of it. Yeah. But we're rapidly getting to the point where the cupboards are going to be empty of new content. So I, for one, am very, very glad that they're, it seems like they're at the bottom of the ninth. They're working it out so that the strikes don't go into overtime. But that's some boring shit. Let me ask you this question. Shoot. As the resident Comic-Con attendee, as the guy that was actually there, with things being different, we know what you appreciated more so, having a different kind of a scope to the entire thing. What did you miss? Where, like, everybody acknowledged, no, this is not a Comic-Con like years past. In what way was it different? We were like, I could have used that cheesy popcorn. I could have used some more swag. I could have used whatever the case might be. Like, what was missing for you?
I think for me, and I should probably get over it by now, but the fact that
everybody.
The fact that Marvel and DC do their own thing now and they don't participate in New York Comic Con, I find to be a real fucking bummer, because there's that entire like bottom corner of Javits where I so distinctly remember, it'll always be burnt to my mind because it was before the movie came and disappointed me.
Yeah.
But seeing the Superman suit and seeing
all of the
like
Justice
seeing
League
the
suits
the
were there.
lined up like actual, you know, this shit's about to pop off. Getting that preview, all I could think of, there was an amazing Blue Beetle cosplayer. The costume was fucking mint, bro. It looked like he was ripped out of the screen.
Nice.
Well, how great would it have been to see that guy next to the screen use him?
He's not doing it.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, we're not doing Cobra Kai yet. That to me feels like a glaring absence, because, like it or not, DC and Marvel are the Coke and Pepsi of the comic book world. Them not being there in a big way is a missed opportunity. It doesn't mean that you don't have to, God willing. It doesn't mean that they can't do their own thing. It doesn't mean that they can't just do a small thing. How about you fucking live up to the word Comic-Con? Maybe think about your fucking comic books. Because no one is really, like, all respect given, because it is our people. But that's not the money that they're chasing right now. They're chasing that TV and that movie dollar. So bring out your best artists, bring out your best writers, give me a free fucking poster. Tell me about what the next year of books are going to be like.
That's actually
a glaring hole for me.
That would have been a good suggestion to either of the bigs, and even the third, Image, even though they're somewhat segmented. But that being said, okay, so they don't have their big tentpole franchises to push, to sell, to Carnival Bark. All right, so let's say in this hypothetical Charlie scenario,
which are the best scenarios,
you show up and you got a few Ghostbuster free minutes, and there's a huge Marvel, maybe Marvel's on one side of the building, DC's on the other, with everything else in between, and there's like, oh, have you been by? We'll start with DC because that's your and my favorite. Oh, have you been by the DC campus over on the South Side? We know that, okay, well, they can't have the actors with their focus being on the TV and movies and selling. Apparently, they could have had like a big for sale sign. In reality,
who got $80?
So who would have been there representing DC for you? Who would you like to have seen? Sitting up there having access to.
I mean, I will say this about every Comic-Con: the fact that Gail Simone isn't the president of Comic-Con at every Comic-Con she's at is a crime. Her work on Batgirl alone gives her royalty status. Okay. And that's a person who could wax poetic about comic books for hours. So give her that DC spotlight.
Writers.
Who,
look, let's be honest, we give artists all, rightfully so, all kinds of accolades, but they have a benefit. You can walk up and down these aisles, and anyone who has not been to one of the bigs or even some of the smaller conventions, you walk up and down these aisles of insanely talented individuals, and that not because they told you so, or even comics that they worked on, because they're very rarely an individual project. I could have been a comic book artist along with 4 others, and that 25% that you didn't really love, that was mine. And then I'm autographing shit. But they can put up their individual art behind them. They can make some extra scuttle by taking commissions and by selling work that they have done. That's
the best. I've been trying to talk Ellis for years to do that.
Absolutely, I concur. But if I'm a writer, right? What I have, like a panel of text behind me, or what the fuck are you really pitching? So giving writers access to the fans, not necessarily their fans, because sometimes you just don't know. But the fans, I think that's great, because those are the people that can talk your ear off in the best way. Now, I'll take the other side of that equation, and then we can move on with our lives. And then final thoughts, of course. On the Marvel side, you know what I would do? I would co-opt your favorite memory, and I would pack up and truck over as many actual costumes from the now decades
of
content, right? You want to see a Mark I Iron Man?
Oh God! I just filled the cup.
Do you want to see the first Mjolnir? Do you want to see...
Instantly, I forgive Marvel for what they put me through with Secret Invasion.
Do you want to see Hela's fucking helmet that's like
yes!
like three tables wide? all of that stuff.
Chris
I would be
Pratt's jockstrap.
So in lieu of the actual
No sell, all right.
in lieu of the actual performers, show me their stuff. That
Yeah.
would be just fucking outstanding. And then you can celebrate. Oh, remember all the like, yeah, you have plenty to say about the shit that we do that you don't like, but oh, remember all the stuff you did like, and you could really take it back. You could take back to the historical stuff. You can show me the Japanese Spider-Man shooters.
The whole mech.
You can show me Captain America's for fucking TV show.
The
bike
fucking see-through
with
shield.
the see-through shield.
The helmet. Oh, try on the helmet. A replica.
There is so much stuff that you could. Yeah, you could have had. You could have had an interactive Stanley AI Ellis. I can't tell if you're brilliant or evil or some combination of the two. But yeah, look, there were certainly things that they could have done, but it seems to me hearing it.
Oh, it felt like an old school blast.
After the fact that it was enjoyable. So yeah, man, regale.
Here's my
final thoughts.
Here's my final thought. My heart's broken for people who go to conventions. It's still beating, but it's shattered. Nice. That was very funny. I wish I didn't try to fucking help. Story of my life. Every girlfriend I've ever had. No, sincerely, my heart breaks because Greg in the chat telling us at the Star Trek convention, they had a bunch of actors couldn't talk shit. Ultimately, I always feel like it's fuck the suits. Because even at New York Comic Con, fucking Christian dropping this idea. You have access to writers. You have access to directors. They could have just fucking toyed with our emotion and they could have had a panel where Christian goes, hey, James Gunn, being that you've worked with both, is a crossover possible? What would you do? You could have had those sort of comic booky movie panels and conversations. And if Star Trek was able, like every other brand, if they put their money where their money generators are, that is your writers, that is your directors, that is your fucking creators. And the lack of imagination will always lead me to stand by what they say at Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash and their podcast Live From. They say fuck the suits because those suits are the ones that hold it all the fuck back. And the reason that sometimes a character like Batman gets so much fucking attention and all the others fucking don't is because of unimaginative cunts who don't see the forest for the trees, who like aren't doing a blitz to be like, yo, Blue Beetle's gonna hit Blu-ray. Fucking let's make a big deal about it, you dicks.
May I interject with a rumor that I heard? And like,
ooh,
I'll be honest, I tend not to lean into rumors.
Chucky
conspiracy
loves a rumor.
theories. I mean, the Anunnaki are real, but aside from that type of shit, I had a rumor, and I was a believer also. Sometimes if somebody tells you something one for one, or if you even read it in a comic book, forever, I was under the impression that it was Bane, a Hispanic, strong Latin character, who broke Batman's back, when in reality, Batman just fucking threw his back out carrying DC for all of these years.
That's true.
And that is a scientific fact.
And if you don't think that that is a scientific fact, then you, like George Toyboy, fucking Lucas, are a bunch of liars because... Welcome back.
Guys, welcome back.
God help us.
If I'm not back next week, it's because of this shot, you son of a bitch.
Oh no!
Oh,
What did I poison us with?
I just burned off my mustache. Sorry, Adams. Oh, shit. Oh.
L'chaim. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh,
You gotta be.
that'll warm me up.
Oh, you poor bastard.
I'm gonna start chewing the glass. Jeez, bro.
I can't see. I can't see words. I can't hear colors.
So I will say this. It has been, obviously, as we regaled you with, exceedingly busy these last few weeks. And when that happens, a few things follow shortly thereafter. You get sleepy a little earlier in the day. Sometimes you lay on the floor so the dog can take the couch. You do what you got to do. You miss a couple of meals. You lose some facial hair. Shit happens. It is known. But one of those side effects to a busy schedule that is not talked about near enough.
Sleep paralysis.
Can we get a now you know just shooting across the screen?
I could have if you told me that in prep, but
One of the sad, unfortunate side effects is that shows that you love,
Yeah.
they pop up, they fucking end. People are talking about them like, whoa, what happened? Who did what now? Shows that you were not expecting, they pop up, and all of a sudden now you've got to just pour beer all over the fucking place. Charlie is a unmitigated disaster.
Do you
right now.
think this is maybe the one that you fucking hucked to me like a football?
3 hours.
Don't worry about my table. You do the show. I'll worry about the beer.
Camera over here. So that being,
Suck it up. I'm not. Table's dirty as shit. It's my office.
That's a good point.
Yeah, man. I don't want to get. I'm hoping my assistant is watching the show. Can bring me a goddamn paper towel.
Pretend there was no sound in here. so that all being said, I have fallen victim to said events. Charlie's spoon not so good.
Stop worrying about shit.
So,
oh, I hit my leg. It was so cold. Infinitely cold.
That being said, Charlie, there have been things popping up on screen that I was either not aware of was coming back.
You still haven't watched Gen V, right?
There's things.
Get ready for that in a couple weeks.
There are things that I'm woefully behind on. My man who loves doing these shows with a repertory company of like the same actors, who I thought was going to be at home damn busy working on my Dark Tower adaptations. Like, nope, I got a little something else for you.
He's just like, here, you want Mark Hamill in like one of the shows of the year?
Edgar Allan Poe, have you heard of him? So yeah, The Fall of the House of Usher. I'm like, well, now I gotta watch all of this. Thank you very much. But that, Charlie, all of that takes the back seat.
Very close. That was a very 3D movie of you.
To the horny one. Can't damn decide if he's a good guy or bad guy. We can't decide. But the show that also as well as stars my nephew dog, Jameson. Wow. Owen Wilson himself. Fucking Loki 2 is back, baby. And Charlie, I could not have been more caught off guard if an alligator Loki was nipping at my buttocks.
I think the greatest trick Marvel ever pulled was convincing me that they fucking forgot how to make anything competent. Secret Invasion was so bad that I went, fuck Loki. I thought Secret Invasion was so bad that I must have been wrong about Werewolf by Night, Moon Knight, and Loki season 1. I was like, I've just been so desperate to love.
But they make...
John, I've been single for a year. I'm desperate for love.
Yeah, I've seen you walk around the house naked. They're more than capable and have showed us time and time again quality, entertaining, well thought out, well done Marvel TV.
Do you remember?
They've done it over and over and over again. Are they batting 1,000? No, certainly not. And like I continue to say, it is subjective. I walked away not giving a fuck about Miss Marvel, but there are kids out there who absolutely adore her.
I'm one of them. I was like, that's fine.
That's unfortunate. If you're dressed up like Miss Marvel for this party, I'm not walking in with you.
No spoilers.
But there are people that love it. I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum, as Charlie so well put it. However, I will put it in the terms of like they are still very capable. And Loki 2, I almost said Yoki 2. Loki 2 is yet another example of it. Try to say both words at once.
I like it.
Yoki 2, Electric Boogaloo, is another example of how Marvel can make shit that I personally am all about. Because, Charlie, I am all in. And this is on the eve of...
it's happening concurrently.
Is it really?
Yeah,
I think
9 o'clock.
So
we're at the end of this. We're leaving the middle because they're 3 episodes in.
They're
an episode over episode.
And
I think it's only 6.
There's one starting tonight. But yeah, Victor Timely is about to go to court, and we're gonna see
that is a timely reference.
Thank you very much. We're gonna see how those Kang shenanigans work out. But that being said, I've always been able to divorce. I've always been able to divorce like the real life from the fantasy element of it.
See, that's a skill.
Just enjoy it for what it is.
Just learning.
Well,
so like it's sometimes hard to bump in. With that being said, Loki season 2 for Marvel lines up, and I'm kind of shoehorning this in.
You're gonna rank it already?
No. However, I am going to attribute one of my favorite Quentin Tarantino quotes.
All right.
On the other,
them feet look good.
that is the quote.
Different. Yeah, nice.
No.
Charlie, that's the secret. Those are all his quotes.
On the other side of Planet Terror, right? Which was, it just didn't make a lot of money. Most people didn't get what him and Robert Rodriguez were going for.
Neither.
He told Kevin Smith, he was like, this next movie, I'm gonna remind him I know how to fuck. I'm gonna show him I know how to fuck again. Loki season 2 for me is everything great about second tier Marvel characters. And I don't mean in the movies, because Homeboy's been around since Jump Street. I mean, like, Loki as a character, he's not fucking Cyclops. He's not fucking, even Robin. Like, Loki was a villain who had his small fan base, who now is an epic fan base. And turning that into a time-traveling story that I give a fuck about, you're famous for kind of making it very clear. If your story is not about time travel, it can kind of go fuck itself. This is not only making
if time travel appears in it.
Yeah. Yes. If there's any lesson from Loki season 2, it's that you can take something as fucking hard to digest as multiverse and time travel, and not only make it a delicious meal, you put the right people in front of the camera. You
like
put the
around.
Oh my God, just crushing it. You put the right people behind the camera. The biggest thing for me, though, is the show looks fucking great, and they clearly spent money. They built real sets, and because of that, you're able to have this fucking, and I know this is kind of boring for some people, but I challenge you not to notice that the camera work in Loki season 2 might be the best camera work in all of Marvel television so far. They're moving around desks, but because the desk is fucking there.
You know what I really think it is that stuff like that, elements of it, like for the non-Uber
geek
nerds, is you see it, and when it's not there, like we were just talking about the actual prequels, right? The prequels don't look right.
Ellis, cover your ears.
Sorry, Ellis. They just don't look right. You might love the story that it tells,
and hate fucking sand.
I don't particularly, though I'm no fan of sand either.
Gets everywhere.
Oof, boy, and if you're at the campsite and there's a little freaking dicky, oh, that sand will be like, no!
I'm fine with it.
Just fucking sand.
You can pour sand directly in my pee hole if the night's right. Why do you think
you're shaving off an inch every fucking time you walk down the beach? But that all being said, it's one of those things when something doesn't quite look right, and then you go ahead, and then I would agree with that. We'll get back to that. Then it's stuff like, oh well, it was all CGI. There was nothing practical, and you can look back at something as recent as fucking Nick Fury's quasi series, where they made the most powerful character that we have yet to see. Honestly, like, puts Captain Marvel to shame on the power spectrum wise, and nobody gave a shit.
Well, it's because of Magic's tattoos.
Is it that, or is it because like they had to CGI the painting or the picture frame on the back of the wall? They had to make the gun look like what the fuck are you doing? Like, really, is it saving money? Is it saving time? Is it saving? No, it's not saving anything.
It's that Marvel method.
But it's not though, because Loki's not doing it that way.
Well, because clearly someone somewhere had the gumption to be like, well, that's terrible. With that being said,
we don't know that. It might just be different production.
You kind of said it before. You said, like, you don't want to yuck anyone's yum. With that being said, Ellis saying that episode 3 is gorgeous and episode 1 looks excellent could be the wrongest thing anyone has said in the history of the world. Star Wars, he's talking about Star Wars. Episode 1 looks like a bad video game, and episode 3 looks like a dark, bad video game.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Who said that?
Ellis, trying to defend his shit. He's only willing to acknowledge that Attack of the Clones looks janky sometimes. There's floating heads through that whole fucking series.
I have seen.
And we love you too, Nick. We're not trying to hurt you.
Nick! Why is Nick saying he loves us?
I think he loves episode 1, 2, and 3 too, because he hates us. He loves us, but not
Ellis, buddy. They're not gorgeous. They're not gorgeous. I'm not sure what definition of the term that you're leafing through right now, but they're not. Those movies look like they were shot in front of somebody playing a Star Wars based video game behind them, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna read these lines now poorly," because Lucas, while he has a wonderful imagination, he can't even imagine himself writing good dialogue. But that all being said,
The meanest thing you've said on the show, and I love it.
that all being said, obviously respect your opinion and
Not me.
agree to disagree. But that
His
all being
cosplay
said,
looks significantly better than
100%.
every frame of those shit movies.
100%. But Ellis is also as well as the best non-Billy D running around in a cape right now. But yeah, Loki too.
This kid has lost his mind. Jennifer Connelly will never, ever, ever be past her prime. Her prime is then, now, forever. She's the true WWE. Ellis, you're on timeout.
Jennifer Connelly is the Wagyu beef of bitches in their 50s. All right, so let's get that straight. Jennifer, if you're there, you don't gotta worry about me going white vision. I am Puerto Rican all the way, baby. But just to keep it back on point,
Puerto Rican vision is a whole different show.
Yeah.
Just
Like,
that mustache.
it's a Goya cap on his forehead.
How are we canceled? We're Puerto Rican guys. Fuck.
He's like, I am here to stop you, Scarlet bitch. Back at the bank, bang, 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 back at the bank. But that all being said, all green. He would actually be the original Vision's colors.
Yeah,
green,
he just goes back.
Yellow and huge collar, like, oh, mira, chica, ¿qué pasa aquí? Okay, Goya, oh, Goya.
Now I suddenly want a WandaVision season 2. It's just fucking more I Love Lucy, less everything else.
100%. 100%. But yeah, so
Wanda fucking like ruins all the shit she does in Doctor Strange's movie. Vision just pops in and be like, what did you do, Wanda?
Wanda, you have some explaining to do. Just that would be the new version of like the new version of like explaining everything that's happened in every episode. Oh my goodness gracious. But yes, just final thoughts. Yeah, Loki 2 is storytelling the Marvel way, the original Phase 1 Marvel way, where not only does it look right, not only does it feel right, the acting is top notch. It also, and most importantly, above everything else, it gives you a feeling that you are going someplace.
Yeah.
It is storytelling with intention. With our boy Nick, by the way, Nick, I love seeing you here, brother. Hope you're feeling better very, very soon. But, and yes, you would pull something that you would jump into bed so fast with Jennifer Connelly. But Nick, more than even that, Nick Atanasio could tell everybody, myself including, a little thing about intentional storytelling. And the way that you do that is, Charlie, and I know you hate this method, but at least on paper, you need to start at the end. You need to start your game planning for your storytelling with where you are going to end up. I want this series to end up as a tag-in for Kang fucking taking over. I want it to end up with a short round taking over a newly rejuvenated fucking time variance. I wanna end up wherever the fuck it is, whatever it is, whichever characters that you want included. That's where you have to start on paper, and then all the storytelling prior, leading up to that, is leading up to that, and that's clearly, though I don't know what the answer is, I don't know where they're leading, which is also good storytelling because then it doesn't get boring.
Well, and also, are you doing that thing that you and I do a lot, where you're like, this is where it's going? I haven't fantasy booked this at all.
In my head, only to a very, very light degree, because also as well as I love when they jump around in the timeline of Kang's life. Not like they're not going to dinosaurs, they're not going to Rome, they're not.
I love that when they go to different timelines or different years, they tell you if it's the proper timeline,
right,
or if it's a variant, which I love.
Sacred timeline,
Sacred, thank you. Let me ask you a couple quick questions.
Sure.
One, do you think it's possible? Greg doesn't seem to believe it. Do you think that Loki will end as satisfying as
Greg, tell me what you don't think will happen.
He doesn't think it's going to end in a satisfying way.
That you don't think Loki 2 is gonna have a satisfying
Yeah,
ending?
he thinks it's gonna meander. Like
Are you
everything else
letting?
out of
Is
Marvel.
Charlie your?
I speak fluent Greg.
Fair enough. That's fair enough. But what will be your questions? I'll get back.
Do you think it's gonna have? Do you think they're going right now based on 3 episodes?
Yeah.
Do you think they're gonna stick the landing?
I have no reason to believe that they won't.
Would you give Miss Minutes a shot, like sexually? Miss Minutes pressed them hard in the last episode.
Yeah, but
She's an AI. I can love an AI. I'll speak for myself. Miss Minutes wants to give me a call. I'm gonna answer. She can turn into a big goose and a goose. Ghost. You know what's funny is she does like knock down the ribbons when she got big. So like, let's go. You're a little transparent. Fuck.
I gotta be honest.
I'm very lonely, is what a lot of this amounts to.
I can appreciate that, but the truth of the matter is, my girl, she cuts a figure like she's one of those picture books when you're little, like Miss Happy, Miss Sad, Mr. Nosy. She is a perfect sphere, and I got no hate for the chunky girls, but that general geometric shape usually doesn't flip any switches for me under the hood.
See, that's because you're not imaginative. If you could flip that bitch like a coin, that would be fantastic.
I don't know, bro.
Any coin-shaped bitches, give me a call.
What I learned? Fun fact for the day. You flip a coin, it's like 50-50, right? Wrong! It's like 49.09 whatever. Because if you really want to play the odds, and you're calling a coin flip, you call the side that it's on.
Oh.
And more often than not, it will land on the side that you're looking at when it's flipped. And the reason why, they don't fucking know.
Oh, that's awesome.
They do not know. But it is verified.
I got 2 more for you.
All right.
Do you think Short Round, because I forget his actual character's name.
Like Yi.
I think that's his, like, the actor's name?
Oscar winner, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the character. Oh, duh. Do you think he's a Kang variant?
No.
Okay. Do you think that they are going to retcon anything at the end of the series that's happened in the movies thus far? Someone pitched, what if this show ends with, like, a redo of the end of Ant-Man and he snaps that fucker's neck? Like, do you use this as an opportunity? Because you can jump around the timeline.
Yeah.
Do you do anything that's that monumental to really... Miss Minutes and Jennifer Connelly, you put them together, that is a dime and a half piece. Do you think they use this as a let's fix something opportunity?
Here's one of the biggest problems with quote unquote time travel.
Mm-hmm.
Even in this context, that is such a cheap, easy.
Yeah.
That's like it's 3 a.m. The bar is about to close. Drunk girl at the end of the bar. Too cheap and easy to be worth it. So I'm going to again give the benefit of the doubt and maybe more the fool eye, because I have been shown to be wrong on multiple occasions. I'm going to say no, that they do not go that route. They are better than that.
They're going to save it for the movie, is basically what you're saying.
No.
Because at some point, they're going to fix some shit.
Nobody. I mean, again, with Deadpool, look what's going on.
That's true.
We're already going to see.
Going to kill Fox?
They are clearly using some of my ideas. And we can talk about that right before the movie comes out, just to remind everybody. The motherfucker steal from me!
I got to tell you, in 3 weeks, I want to talk about the end of Loki.
That's fair.
Maybe we'll make it 4 weeks. We'll give everyone a window of time to watch it.
You're welcome, because Charlie watched that shit early.
So far, this is like really... It's one of those shows that really took me by surprise almost.
It's too easy, dude. It's too easy. Now, they might be waiting, just like us, to see the events of Court and see how certain things are going to play out. Who knows? They can have... That's a perfect opportunity if they do want to fucking recast Charlie.
And then it's quite... I'm going to fuck up his name. Then it's Short Round.
No, they ain't like see Urkel there. Like, did I do it? It's like just ruining every fucking thing in the Kangverse.
I think we decided it should be Jennifer Connelly.
Charlie,
should replace
everything.
Jonathan Majors. If he must be replaced, let it be Jennifer Connelly. I love it.
Staring at 2 purple, delicious boobies.
You put a lot of thought into this.
No, her assistants.
Oh, that's
they
good
dress in purple.
That's
Come on,
true.
man. Don't be sexist. It's fucked up, bro.
Terrible. Don, do me a favor.
Fucked up.
Can you hit that elevator button? Oh, it is that time in the show where I try to get out of this.
Oh, wait, we didn't pay any bills at all.
Oh my God, we totally
Just jumping around like a
well,
monster.
You look great.
Thanks.
You look great, and the way we're gonna keep you looking great is, John. Do you have any like habits you wish you could change? Like for me, I don't want to snack anymore. Today we're brought to you by a little piece of wood that they add flavor to, and every other podcast is doing advertisements pretending that they gave up something to do it. I hate ads that are full of shit. Luckily for you, beautiful people, we are not like other brands who are willing to sell out for any random brand that's willing to pay a couple shekels. No, because today we are once again brought to you by one of our favorite bands. And that, of course, is Bad Mary. You heard them during the intro. You're going to see a music video from them during the end. If you're anywhere else, you can catch their act. You can follow them over at Bad Mary Band across all social media. You can support them over on patreon.com/Bad Mary Band. You can stay up to date. BadMary.com for merch and upcoming performances. My favorite part, John, their entire discography is fully available on every single music streaming service. A brand new music service pops up. They are so quick to get on that mug.
Charlie's just an ad-libbing son of a bitch, you son of a bitches. Where we dropping with Sergeant Finesse. And now more than ever, you can find him streaming over on kick.com. He's doing his thing, man. He's actually playing less and less COD. Playing more and more New World because let's be honest. All right, Nikki, thanks for dropping in, brother. Joker stream up at the hizzy just in time for his pop. But yeah, so Sergeant Finesse, he's doing his thing on kick.com. Again, he's playing more and more New World, which is, you know, compared to some of these fucking MMOs, is considered more on the newer side, but they have an absolutely amazing, very entertaining Halloween expansion that he's currently running, but he does still play some COD. But regardless, find him doing his thing over on kick.com. kick.com/Sergeant Finesse, but also as well as the purple side over on Twitch. We have absolutely one of our I mean, forgive me if I'm wrong, but one of our favorite new friends that we really only came across because of this streaming game, Joker's stream. You can find him doing his thing, dominating Fortnite, frankly embarrassing my game. Plus I play no build and he just laughs at that shit, just like Joker's bound to do. You can find him doing his thing on Twitch, Joker's underscore stream _ killing it. Talk about a cosplay game. Joker does it. I can only imagine that Bats even looks at him like, you wearing that at the house?
Did you see
Joker stream kills it. Cosplay game, Fortnite game, teaching us all how to stream like big boys and girls. Follow Joker stream. Do it today.
Did you see him pulling his best Ben Riley?
Of course.
Oh my God, how great is that! And you're a Ben Riley hater, but
well, because Ben Riley sucks. But Joker stream is the man.
he is the man. But with that being said, we are at the part of the show where I try to dig my way out of this fucking podcast with my brother.
Damn.
It's not that I think I'm better than you. It's just that I feel like I deserve better.
I mean, you don't.
Yeah, that's almost definitely
You
true.
deserve worse.
I've been told that a lot in my life. John is going to play the movie producer. There are no guaranteed wins here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to let him know, I'm going to let you beautiful people know a movie I think they should make. Something that I not only think would be artistically fulfilling, but I think will bring in some of that cash
Also,
money.
as well as, might I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
It's usually not the best policy to insult the person that you were about to pitch for multi-millions of dollars, but please, have it your way.
Now here's the thing. I'm far too honest to do anything, but we did have a request for you to hit that button again. So John, hit that elevator button. Hey, hello,
was right
Mr.
there.
Producer, sir.
Hello, Miss Lady.
I can't help but notice that I am on this goddamn elevator with you. And do I have a pitch for you? Do you have a couple minutes of time for me? Just a couple.
I guess I have.
We gotta go all the way to the penthouse. You got those meetings with
How do
those...
you know where I live?
I saw you hit the button. And I'm not supposed to be on the elevator because I am goddamn nobody. John, I want you to imagine...
Mr. Rivera.
Mr. Rivera. Sir, I want you to imagine in your mind's eye, you're sitting in the movie theater, you got your popcorn, you got your frothiest beverage, and the screen comes up, and immediately, sword on sword. We got medieval fucking knights on horseback. They're fucking fighting. Krakata, krakata. You're seeing the fucking sweat come flying off the horse, right? And suddenly, woof! A knight gets decapitated. We're in the opening seconds. As the head gets decapitated, it digitizes. And the head kind of falls away.
It's a Marvel movie.
Nope. It digitizes, it kind of goes away, and the body slumps over, and it kind of explodes into, like, ones and zeros. Like, explodes into pixels. Not looking corny, but looking fucking cool.
All right.
The knight pulls back. You hear an announcer.
The knight is saying that, or the horse?
The horse. But the horse is named Knight. The horse is named Knight. He fucking... You hear almost like a Hunger Games type announcement. Almost like every single time you've heard any, not like the bwam, bwam, that sort of voice. But it's like a sexy lady. Jennifer Connelly is doing the voiceover for this. And she goes, Game 2, starting, and you see a very specific circle icon with a black and a yellow diamond that are touching appear on screen, digitize, and go away, and suddenly your entire landscape, everything you saw suddenly changes, and you're in the middle of World War fucking II. That knight who's on the horseback, the fucking shoe, it digitizes, motherfucker's now in a Jeep. The armor goes away, it's now an awesome guy with like blue tinted skin and silver hair in a fucking like soldier uniform as bombs are going off and shit. You're basically in the middle of goddamn Call of Duty. All the same fucking rules apply. Like, he drives his Jeep over a fucking, like, gun icon, and suddenly he has a machine. Bop, 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 right? All these fucking enemies coming on the thing, and you just see people digitizing. Are we doing fucking Ready Player 2? I don't think so, because I'm not a goddamn sellout. That first movie wasn't good. We see bop, bop, bop. These are opening frames of the fucking thing. We haven't even seen opening credits yet, John. He fucking gets tagged in the shoulder. He flies out of the fucking Jeep. He throws a grenade into a bunch of fucking people. He takes out his knife. He jumps on a guy. He fucking stabs him. That dude
Take that, villagers.
That dude gets digitized. We hear Jennifer Connelly's sexiest voice. Game 3, beginning in 5, 4, 3. We see that same fucking icon go again, right? Now we're in a fucking, I can't believe it's not a TIE fighter. Flying through motherfucking space, bro. We have boom, boom, boom,
Is
boom,
that
boom.
like light space? Like light speed?
It's basically that.
We're going to motherfucker speed.
Fucking flies down, like comes down and goes up, and fucking boom, 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 boom. All this fucking interplanetary bullshit. Again, when shit gets exploded, it almost explodes and then digitizes, including the explosion. We are doing like fucking super badass high-end visuals, but at the end of these visuals, for some reason, it goes very THX 1139. It goes very fucking digital with very distinct sounds. Something is fucking up, right? Boom, 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 boom. Shoots a couple fucking things. Our hero, our blue tinted skin hero, fucking pulls a sick maneuver like he's fucking Lando, blows up the last enemy ship. User loses. Game over. Everything fucking digitizes. The fucking ship comes down for like a fucking landing. What's that? What happened?
Can you do any of the pitch without having the third word fucking?
Nope. Nope. So the ship kind of comes down, and as it's landing, it's like digitizing away.
Right.
So our pilot almost falls out of the seat and like lands as it fucking see, I'm stuck on it. As it digitizes away, we see our hero and we get our title card. Reboot. I want to do a live action
And
reboot.
adults, rated R reboot.
We're doing like PG-13.
Oh,
We're doing reboot, and we're starting from the beginning. We get the whole conversation over it. We hear all the lore kind of very quickly. We're in mainframe, and we really lean into.
I hope so, because like the nerds that
The seven of us
reboot is so specific.
Well, we're gonna pull
just real quick.
Yeah,
you could between floors. So I want you guys to know So Charlie prefaced this pitch a few weeks ago, and I'm only remembering now. He's like, "All right, so my pitch, it's gonna be a big pitch. I'm telling you right now, this might be the first one that you do not okay, but I'm doing it anyway." And then with everything crazy going on, my man, he went right there. So kudos to you. Start the elevator again.
I am leaning away from nothing. I've learned my lessons from Ready Player One. Ready Player One to me was a little bit ashamed of some of its source material. I'm not talking about the fact that they couldn't get all the characters or iconography they wanted. That's a problem you're going to run into.
Even Spielberg.
But it helps me. What it did was it really made me think about the movies that came before it that, you know, did things in a big, bad way, working with what they have. And I think right now, video games are still at such a way. If we can't get Call of fucking Duty, we can get Army. We're using licensed games within this to almost make Fortnite the movie without needing to make up our own conceit.
Well. So again, for those of us who are not exactly your age within a 6-month window, explain the premise.
So our opening
of reboots.
Yeah, our opening credits are going to give you everything you need to know. Literally, this is the computer world is a living, breathing world. The bad guys are computer viruses. The hero is called a guardian. His whole job is to defend a city. In this case, it is Mainframe City. And the conceit of it is when a kid in real life or an adult in real life fires up around a Fortnite, there is a fucking block, a city block, that could be destroyed if that kid wins. So the Guardian is like the best computer boss in the game. It's the bad guy you fucking fight. So when you're playing Ninja Gaiden and you get to the boss fight, that's Bob. Fucking silver-haired, blue-skinned Bob trying to save people. And there are consequences for losing games. Okay. The whole block gets destroyed. And worse than being erased or killed, these characters basically become nothing. They get stripped away of all their memories, all their feelings. They become like this weird tapeworm, like a digital fucking tapeworm. And we're leading right into it. This whole first movie, we're not going to go into
this. This is multiple movies?
It might be. I'm worried about one good movie, though. I'm not worried about franchising. I'm not worried about getting deep into the lore. This is for people who absolutely... I want you to invest in this fucking flick. And Ellis kind of hit the fun factor for me is we're never going to see the real world, but we're playing Wing Commander, we're playing Star Fox, we're not playing super new games. We're playing old school Ninja Gaiden, we're playing old school Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter or fucking Virtual Fighter, whoever will give me the goddamn permission to do it. And what I think we have a 90-minute fucking nostalgia-fueled romp about a hero defending his city, with the rub being
that was the show. So the movie is just going to be the movie version?
It's going to be very much the movie version of the first season, where our big boss is a big, bad, evil-looking virus who's trying to fucking help the humans, the users, help them kind of cheat to win. I think sincerely... the moment you see, it's similar to Wreck-It Ralph, except the point of what they're doing is this combat. There's not a world in which...
Can it be Star Fox 64 in there? Because that fucking game... if I had to fly through those rings one more time and like just barely clip one with my wing, I'm like, oh, thank God. Oh, I don't want to do this
But
again.
I want you to imagine, not only is it Star Fox 64... it is specifically level 2 when you're going through the fucking trenches and there are those big fucking mechs. Like, we are going to go as specific as we fucking can. But there's still, like, relationships between these fucking characters. We got Dot Matrix is part of it. Her fucking annoying little brother's part of it. We are going to do it live action, but we're going to lean very heavy into those, aesthetics. I think
Sarge is here. Justin is here.
I think what it allows you to do with that property, it allows you to take something that the reboot as a show. I think there were 5 seasons, 2 movies. I could be wrong. Maybe
2 movies.
They were like to wrap up the story because the show kept getting canceled. It got really, really obtuse. It got really, really big. I'm gonna strip it back fucking down. These are mini battles. We're gonna have 4 battles throughout the movie. that are trying to protect the world. They're gonna at some point lose a block, so you get all this drama. Spoiler alert: I'm killing fucking Dot Matrix's kid brother, which is actually something they do in the show eventually, and then he gets kind of his own. He gets to be the hero and some other shit. We'll cross that bridge if we ever have to. But what I want to do is I want to give the 17 fans of Reboot. I want to give them the big adaptation that they always wanted. I want to give them a love letter. I want to give kids who are obsessed with video games. I want to finally reward them for sitting through fucking all the Mortal Kombat adaptations and never getting to see fucking Scorpion do his thing. I want to reward the people who enjoyed Raul Julia's performance and nothing else from fucking Street Fighter, unless your name is Ellis. I want to reward this very
or
specific...
if it's a Tuesday.
That's true. I want to reward these very specific nerds with something that is very, very for us. Not... I think there's a market for just the, like, I think the nostalgia market isn't necessarily who we're going after, but I think they would buy into it. I also think a modern audience would be like, why the fuck did anyone like this weird CG shit? If you ever try to look up an episode of Reboot now, it was the first CG animated show. It does not hold up visually, right? It's like they can barely
picture them like there's a green.
They can barely put 1 foot. That Matrix, show some respect. They can get it like a printer. They can barely put 1 foot in front of the other. But with that being fucking said, man, there's a ton of people who love it. That's not who we're selling the movie to. That's who we're rewarding. But who's not gonna want to see a fucking digital romp?
I've got my checkbook.
Uh-oh.
I have caveat.
Okay.
Okay.
Talk to me.
This is not going to be a cinematic release, wide release.
Okay. Am I
this...
getting the old dad treatment? Am I on Netflix? Son of a bitch.
I want this on my streaming service as an exclusive. However, I want it to be in conjunction with my gaming unit that I will be selling also on its own streaming service, on its gaming streaming service, what some of these people have tried to do and not done particularly well. I'm not looking at you, stream, because good for you. But I want to have a unit that can be sent out that takes away some of the options, right? So like, oh, I'm gonna go on Steam and I'm gonna play this, I'm gonna play that. No, you're gonna fucking play what I tell you to play. Like when you go over your boy's house, you're like, ugh, you don't have NHL 93? Oh, you stink. All right, I guess we'll play 92. So there's only certain games available on it, but I'm gonna have them to run in conjunction with the games that are currently in the season.
I like it.
Of Charlie's Reboot. We
are on the floor. Can I tit for tat you? One of the other things we're gonna do.
You can tap my tits.
When we get these deals, Call of Duty, Star Fox, remix, whatever the fuck you get. I want free DLC. Bob, I want him in as many games as we want for free. And that's our advertisement. Is like the week before the movie comes out. It's like you're playing Mortal Kombat and Bob's now a character. Free fucking download. Yeah. I'm going to consider that my advertising budget. I think the world needs another bite at the Reboot apple. And maybe it'll go nowhere.
Bob
maybe
is playing center for when you're playing
how fucking great would that be?
Lakers versus fucking Celtics.
How fucking great would that be? And maybe we sell a retro disc or two featuring like the cast of Reboot.
All right. We're in business, son.
All right.
Yeah, we back.
Another sale made. Again, it's to my brother, so if you told me to go fuck myself, it would hurt. John, you have fun? You welcome? You happy to be back?
Little drunk, little tired, but
will we be back next week?
Little mustache.
You gotta find out. You got a few performances left.
I do, yeah.
Crushing it as Gomez.
We go till mid-November. So
I like that because spooky season's not over for me until December.
Yeah.
Despite Target being exclusively
and also
Christmas.
as well as like the biggest news that we didn't drop. I am once again a Long Island boy. So yeah, it's the 7-year epic journey.
Wow, 7 years.
Odysseus didn't even do it like me. Hell yeah, Sarge. Yeah, Charlie and I will be splitting a joint right down the middle.
Boned.
Oh man, that is gonna be.
I'm gonna become a real douche in the condo.
Bigger
douche.
Holy shit. We're gonna have to do a second podcast just for like shenanigan updates. But yeah, we're gonna be doing our thing.
So you're
exclusive
all
to the house.
invited to the housewarming party. Bring
You're not.
gifts.
You're not. You can send the gifts. I'll give you the the current shipping address.
I don't want to brag, but I have 4 pools now. That's how
them.
that works, right?
You're gonna need them all, and the hot tubs.
Man.
But anyway, it's so good to be
Hot tubs.
back streaming with you guys. We will be back obviously next week. Regular, Facebook notwithstanding, Zuckerberg just suckerifying all of us. But yeah, we're gonna be back on our regular schedule starting next week. Very much looking forward to it. A lot of stuff happening. God willing, all the strikes are gonna be over very, very eminently, and we can get back to business as usual. But yeah, it's good to be back.
That was like your neckerchief.
And also as well as, well, I didn't say it was not pretty. Also as well as, guys, feel free to DM us or drop in on any of the pages. If there's stuff that you want to have us speak about specifically, we're happy to accommodate you. If there's something that you would like to join us here on the podcast or even in studio, if you want to wedge in here. If you guys want to join us talking about something specifically, if you're watching us from Kick and you want to tell us, hey, we got something going on now with StreamYard as well, we can talk about that too. But Charlie, so fucking good to be back, man. This feels good, feels normal.
Yes.
And it feels like back to basics. But I guess at this point really there's only one thing left to do, and that is to tell these suckers how we end each and every episode of USComics Cast.
I'm happy to tell them, but you have to show them, and now you won't interrupt my screen because first you gotta turn the power on. Don't do it. Then you gotta turn the volume up. Then you gotta tune Bad Mary and open up the window wide and scream out into the night sky. Save space, girl. We out.
Just called to say fuck you. I just called to say fuck you. I just called to say fuck you. I just called to say fuck just called to say fuck you. I just called to say fuck you. I just called to say fuck you. I just called to say fuck you. And I think it's gonna be a long, long day. So many numbers lucky day. Should I call you to say fuck you?